slammed their own brakes and forced Eartha Cummings into a couple of decent saves on her Manchester City debut. At the break, Manchester City 1, Everton 0 in this League Cup group stage opener. We can head back into the studio to get the views at half-time of Paul Dickov, Andy Morrison and Natalie Pike.
Thank you very much to Mike Miney and to RKB for the first half commentary. You get the full women's game on City Plus. You'll get the second half there in about 15 minutes' time. The men have just kicked off in the League Cup as well. So it's currently 0-0 there. 4 minutes gone in that game. Andy and Paul and I will keep an eye on that as well while we quickly chat through the women's game for the first half as well. And then when the women's game finishes, we will be back here to talk about the full-time score of the women's game, and then we'll be doing a watch-along for the end of the men's game. So we are keeping busy tonight. But so far, so good for the women. They are currently winning 1-0 at half-time. Although Everton had quite a few chances at the end there, Andy.
Yeah, they did. They'll be disappointed going in at half-time, 1-0 down. I think they've done more than enough to have got an equaliser. A great start from City. A couple of great chances. Bunny Shaw in the first minute. You know, probably should have hit the target. Then got the, obviously, you know, they've got their noses in front. But Everton have played really well. And, you know, the keeper for City, Cummings, has been exceptional in the first half.
And, of course, Eartha Cummings making her debut for City today. Also, Scotland's international keeper. You have a current panel on MatchDay Live of 3 Scots. So we're very happy.
Never in doubt. Never in doubt. Get Eartha in goal and then we'll be fine.
You're right. We've got an English international keeper in the squad and a Scottish international keeper, so I wonder if that gives a little bit more competition. But she made a few good saves there to keep City in it.
She's done really well. And like Andy said, fair play to Everton. You know, City started really well. St Bunny had a couple of chances, got the goal from a scrappy goal from a set piece, and you know, Hasagaya was dominating the game. Everything that was good about City was going through her. And then Everton broke a couple of times and, you know, caused a few problems. And, you know, Cummings has made, I think, 3 really good saves to keep them in it at half-time. Whether it's something they look to change at half-time, because there's a lot of space in behind the back 3 of City at the minute, that Everton took their time, but then exploited it really well after that.
Let's have a look at that goal. So City 1-0 up at half-time. So we're going to have a look back at the goal now. I think it was a Uwabi corner. Yes, that comes in. It's a little bit scrappy, but hey, you're going to get your first goal from the club. They're not going to care how scrappy it is, are you, Andy?
No, keep it alive. You know, I think we actually prevent them from clearing. It looks like it's an Everton Everton players made first contact. You keep it alive, and then it's just about reacting. And we managed to get to the second ball. It's a clever little corner, actually, into a great little area. And you stop the keeper coming, and then it's about keeping it alive. And then it's 50-50 whether you know, whether you get an opportunity or not, and they've put it away.
Jade Rose there with the finish.
Yeah.
And I think Mike said in commentary now, City have had 9 different goal scorers this season so far. Paul, that bodes well. We know that if you need to be able to have goals across a team.
I think if the new manager coming in, it's a fantastic thing for him to see that he's going to get goals for all over the pitch, you know. So many times over the last couple of seasons we've been that reliant on Bunny, you know, to get her 15, 20 goals, whatever she's getting. And, you know, we missed her last season when she was out injured for a spell. So for the goals to be coming all over the pitch, when the manager's making changes as well, that's a huge positive for him.
So stats-wise for the women's game in that first half, 61% possession for City, 9 shots, 4 on target, 6 for Everton, 2 on target as well there. So half-time. Going into the second half, hopefully City can build on that. Expect perhaps maybe a couple of changes, like Andy said, maybe perhaps in defence.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I don't know if he'll do them at half-time. Maybe see how the first 15 minutes go. But, you know, I think the Everton changing them at half-time, they'll be really positive, wanting to go out there and finish the half the way they started. From City's point of view, they've got to get control of the game again. You know, that was too easy for Everton to hit us in the counter. You know, we're pushing up really high, giving a high line, and we're losing the ball. It's just taking one ball from Everton over the top to get them in. So a couple of little tweaks to be made. So, but if we start the game and start dominating the game and controlling and not giving Everton a little sniff, I think we'll be fairly comfortable.
So, of course, it's a league stage in the Women's League Cup, in the Subway Cup. It is a group stage. So just to give you some of the other ideas of the other scores that are taking place tonight, we're in a group with Nottingham Forest and Newcastle United. Of course, Newcastle United in the WSL too, but, oh, do they want to be in the WSL? You see some of their displays. They had a big flag. It was Away the ladies or away the lasses. It was away the lasses, that was it. Loved that. So they're playing Forest, that's 0-0 currently, although that only kicked off 8 minutes ago. So that is Group A, that's the group that we're in. Looking at some of the other perhaps notable results, Crystal Palace currently beating London City Lionesses, that's interesting. No real other upsets at the minute. Group E, Birmingham beating Bristol. No other real upsets. Liverpool beating Sunderland 3-0 currently as well. But in our group, it's Forest 0, Newcastle 0. As we mentioned, we are keeping an eye on the men's game as well. Paul, your eyesight's better than mine. What's the minutes on that?
It is 8 minutes 43 seconds.
Thank you. I cannot see that.
Yep.
Right. The only thing I've been keeping a corner out my eye there was a little incident with James Trafford there. What did we see?
He had everything under control. The ball was going back to him and he's come outside his box and he's sort of shepherded it back in and he's picked it up just on the goal line. It was a bit close, too close for comfort, Andy, wasn't it?
It was. But I think he looked quite in control of it when he started just flapping his finger just to say nothing here to see.
What have you noticed in terms of formation yet? Because we weren't too sure who was going to be playing where. Who was that, by the way, that just skipped through about 5 people?
Oscar Bob.
Oscar Bob.
Yeah. I think it was pretty much as we said for once. It looks as if Mikassa's playing through the middle. Sabinho on the left and Oscar Bob on the right. Midfield three of Rico and Phil Foden and Nunes right back and O'Reilly left back and Stones Aki centre half.
Lovely.
By the looks of it.
We're going to do a watch-along when the women's game ends for the rest of the men's game, and at that point I'm going to put my glasses on because I cannot see who is who at the minute. So I'm glad that you've said who's playing where. It looks from the sort of few minutes that we've been seeing that City are dominating possession, but Andy, that's something that we would be expecting.
Absolutely. It looks like they're quite happy dropping into a 5. Which does give the wing-backs an opportunity to affect the first touch of our 2 wide players. I always think against the 4, the way we play with our 10s to narrow the full-backs in, the wide men always get the ball and they're able to run. So the 5 it kind of like prevents us a little bit, but then there's always spaces. But it looks like Huddersfield are quite happy to drop back in. It's 3-2-4-1, but it's a 5 out of possession.
Stats-wise, so far, City on 77% possession. So, back to normal.
Back to normal, yeah. That's no surprise, really. I think we all thought Huddersfield, whether they went 4-5-1 or 5-4-1, 5-3-2, 3-4-3, whatever it is, we're going to sit in because they can't afford to give the City space. I think City just keeping the ball now, looking for the chances, and hopefully as the game goes on, the amount of work and defensive work and concentration levels that Huddersfield have got, hopefully they'll fade a little bit.
Brilliant little run there from Rico. Yeah, great run from Rico Lewis against that formation. When the wide man does get the ball, he's able to thread that ball in between the left side, his centre half and the wing back, and runners in between. Is a ball that City used. And I think Nunes last year, the last couple of months of the season, we started to see a lot of that, him making these explosive forward runs, and we just saw one there from Rico Lewis.
So the corner's come into the back post. Someone's got a head on it. Like I say, I've got to put my glasses on in a minute. But it's been collected by the Huddersfield keeper there.
Mukasa.
Oh, it was Mukasa with the head.
First 10
Lovely.
minutes, striker, shot on target, always good for the confidence.
And he's done well as well, because there's 2 Huddersfield defenders in front of him, and he's not taller than them, and he's managed to get above them. So that's a great sign, Andy. Yeah,
aggressive. Just a little shove, which is clever before the balls came. But listen, if you're winning headers in the box from corners, it's a great start.
Of course, if you don't know the name yet, Divine Mukasa with his first senior starter tonight. He's only just 18 years old, played regularly for the under-18s, was part of the Youth Cup winning team as well. A lot of excitement around him. You might recognise the name because he came on in the second half of the Palermo friendly that we had. Now, Huddersfield Town are on the attack with the ball down the right,
Fantastic. But... Brilliant defending by Nico O'Reilly.
So
strong, quick, but calm as well, Andy. He didn't dive in, it would have been easy to dive in, maybe give away a foul just outside the 18-yard box, but fantastic defending, and then the calmness they had to keep the ball afterwards was fantastic.
So if you're just joining us, we are half-time of the Women's Subway Cup game. City are leading Everton 1-0. You'll get the full second half available. You can only watch it on City Plus. If you're not currently watching on there, get over there soon because the second half will be starting. When the second half starts, we will go back off air to watch the second half of the women's game on one TV and the men's game on another. And then we'll be back here at full time of the women's game to analyse that. And then we will be doing a watch-along of the rest of the second half of the men's game. So,
Still don't know what's going on.
You don't know.
watch football and talk about it.
You're doing grand. You're doing grand. We much appreciate it. So City knocking the ball around currently around the back. So that's three in defence when City are in attack.
Yeah, that's what we see as the norm. You know, full-backs pushing on, one tucking inside. It looks like Nico Gonzalez is dropping in between the two centre-halves to start the play-off here as well. And, you know, great movement, great passing again, and free kick.
City sort of freely knocking the ball, as we say, dominating the possession, which is what we will have expected from them. We are 13 minutes into this game. Still 0-0, being played at the ACU Stadium, which is really not too far from Manchester. It's one of our closest games, probably, I reckon, 45 minutes, an hour away from here maximum. So City with the ball on the right-hand side, looking to knock it into the box. Cross has gone in, but there's nobody. What did you make of that, Andy?
No, it's a great little area, but it's just the face before that. Just need to pull away from the ball and then make a sprint. Yeah, you know, it's just when this ball. It's a great run there. Actually, it comes back out. Somebody needed to be moving on that phase and now darting, and then you know they're coming out. Well played to Huddersfield for squeezing the box, trying to get away from their keeper, which makes it more difficult.
Interesting to see Mukasa as well and where he's going to be playing. So in that instance, he's on the right of the box. He's very high up the pitch as well, and he pulls the ball back there to Bob.
Yeah, he's made a really good run. Sometimes when you've already got Nunes and Oscar Bob out there, you know, as a number 9, you've got to get yourself in between the goalposts, you know, and that's where the ball then has ended up. You know, he has made a good run. He wants to get involved, but when you're playing as that 9 and the position's in around 18-yard box, especially wide, you know, as a centre forward, you've got to make sure that you're playing in between the width of the goal.
So in terms of the women's game, of course, you'll get the second half on City Plus. It does look like they will let you know if we find out. Oh, there we go. You can see Miedema. Ooh, go on, Viv. Is coming on in the second half, or indeed that's what it looks like. We will let you know. She's certainly warming up. We'll let you know who she's coming on for as soon as we find out. If not us, it will be Mike Maine. What does that tell us, Paul, if we're bringing on a striker? Obviously, we don't know who she's coming on for yet, but obviously Andre he wants more goals.
He wants more goals and maybe a bit more of an attacking threat the way Everton were the last sort of 15-20 minutes of the first half. Maybe a change of shape, you know, because the 3-4-3 that we'd started with didn't seem to work as the half went on. So whether he can put Viv up and support with Bunny, or maybe take Bunny off, give her a little rest. You know, we'll have to wait and see who's, well, first and foremost, who she's coming on for, but it's pretty obvious he wants more goals.
Anytime we see Viv Miedema coming on as well, it's a delight. I'll very much look forward to that second half there. We'll let you know as soon as that substitution happens what's happened. If not us, it'll be Mike Maine who lets you know. So going into the 16th minute now in the men's game, and I haven't seen Huddersfield have any sustained possession. No, but they'll be delighted. I think when you're playing a team like City and you look at the strength of the team that started, I think you're saying to the players, look, we can get the 15-20 minutes and keep this. It's a great start. You're then trying to get to half-time, so I think they're almost there at that first. So the players are coming back out now at the Joy Stadium. City leading 1-0 currently in the Subway Cup. Full coverage available on City Plus. It's the only place that you can watch this game. We think that Miedema is coming on for Bunny Shaw. We can't see her coming out, but Mike Maine and Karen Bardsley will confirm that for you. So watch the second half of the women's game on City Plus. Come back to us for full-time reaction, and then we'll be doing a watch-along for the end of the men's game, which is currently 0-0. So we'll hand back over now to the Joy Stadium to Mike Maine and to Karen Bardsley.
Natalie, thank you. So Vivian Miedema is the half-time substitution. Hoisted by Chiara Keating.
Oh, you just love to see that, don't you? Teammate love.
Absolutely. It will be Bunny Shaw that Miedema replaces. What's the thinking behind that then, Karen Bardsley?
Yeah, no, I think perhaps this is one eye on the game at the weekend as well, you know, just managing minutes. And I think so far this season we've not really seen Viviana Miedema in the 9 role, have we? She's kind of been a more supporting role in the 10, in behind her, just alongside Bunny Shaw. So give her a half in her own right to play in that 9 role and let the magic happen.
Another player who got her first goal of the season